Right. This one is Excellent Men 2019, issue 21. This isn't the video where I will explain why this series didn't really work for me. There is enough plot and continuity to talk about here, and it is one of the better issues of the series, and one of the stories where I sat up and felt like something was finally happening. Cover here is by Sailor Tim. Wearside Jack, that is this character. He has quite a history, and it is a nice cover image of him. Good surprise guest appearance here by Sailor Tim on this issue's cover. Mr. Doom has taken over America. We have this news broadcast at the start by Very Allied Media, praising Mr. Doom's revolutionary acquisition of America, and almost doing press release shit for him. It is hosted by this woman here, who I am very happy to say is in more of the issue. Celestia Amber Lynn is her name, and I would watch all of her newscasts. Our central character is Wearside Jack over here. He's basically the Joker. Or the Creeper. I'll say the Creeper because I hate the Joker. Like Morphine Sommers, Wearside Jack was a character initially shared by two books. He debuted in Spider-Man 2019 as a co-worker of Michael Harrington, Spider-Man 2019. Wearside Jack was mad into his virtual reality and creating a program that could replace tangible space with a virtual reality. He was also a former acquaintance of Meanstreak from The Excellent Men 2019. During the fall of the Hammer crossover, the main megacorporation in 2019 tried to create their own heroes based on the gods of fairylands. Wearside Jack tricked his way into becoming the Tom Hiddleston, somewhat appropriate way to earn that role. He wound up, true to his basis, sowing chaos and orchestrating the downfall of the fake fairyland heroes. I like the line on this page. I sabotaged Alchemax, that is the mega corporation's name. I sabotaged Alchemax's biggest projects, and they gave me the power of a god. I actually quite like the character. He is the best part of Fall of the Hammer. He's a, dare I say it, actually compelling villain in 2019. 2019 didn't have the most best villains, but he was one. He manages to escape the crossover without losing his god powers. The rest of the fake gods burn out or die, but he sneaks off and remains in possession of his powers. Obviously, to look at him now, a lot has happened since then. I couldn't justify spending even longer explaining it all at the start, especially when I am way more into Celestia Amber Lynn. Wearside Jack as... Fuck, there's too much backstory here. After Fall of the Hammer, He started ripping off the casinos in Vegas using his trickster god powers. I spotted this too. There is a marquee sign for Celestia and Berlin in that issue. Wearside Jack gets captured eventually by Desdemona Singe, the hot bitch head of the main casino, and basically the ruler of Vegas, or at least the Strip. They torture they torture Wearside Jack, which causes him to shed the Tom Hiddleston appearance. One of his powers was shapeshifting, and that is where he takes on the appearance of Wearside Jack. Green Creeper, basically. With his change of shape, he is able to escape. And I'm still nowhere close to having filled you in on everything. I am close to binning this review, giving up on it. I tried to plan ahead. I should have maybe gotten another issue of Excellent Men 2019 and covered half this stuff in more time in that. And then we could do this one, less encumbered by so much setup for Wearside Jack. At least we have Celestia to keep us engaged. Right now, Wearside Jack and Mean Streak are in Vegas because Wearside Jack, following his escape, went and reunited with Mean Streak. Mean Streak is a speedster, by the way. And Jack wants to bring him along for his revenge on Desdemona. Wearside Jack plans to take over Vegas. I think this was the first, maybe second, arc in Excellent Men 2019 where I felt excited. I thought it was an interesting direction. The world building in Excellent Men 2019 is one of its stronger suits, and I liked a development that was, in essence, adding to that and playing with its worlds. Desdemona is hot too. Her and Celestia. Who cares about taking over Vegas? Have a threesome with them. That's the real jackpot. Touching on one of my many issues with Excellent Men 2019, it's not the lack of threesomes, it's Mean Streak just goes along with Wearside Jack. He is an accomplice to him attacking and kidnapping Desdemona. Thin characterization for the main characters. They go along with stories. They tag along and don't do much until usually the ends. Wearside Jack takes over Vegas. He is currently unofficially ruling over Vegas, having removed Desdemona and stolen all of her money. Wearside Jack is mad though. He's nuts. And he doesn't want to rule Vegas. He wants to destroy the city. He wants to spread chaos and madness. Finally fucking caught up. His plan at the minute is to use his virtual unreality projector, a machine he created, to replace Vegas with virtual reality. He's going to replace it with a virtual reality city that doesn't adhere to any laws of physics or sanity. Mean Streak is just going along with this. We have a couple more characters, such as another Excellent Men 2019 member, Crystalline, who is arriving in Vegas by chance. Then we have Desdemona, who is dying in the desert. She is abandoned by her mutated brother. More continuity for you. She transformed a drug addict brother into... She experimented on her own brother and transformed him into mindless muscle. This is actually Desdemona's last appearance. One of many Excellent Men 2019 characters who stop showing up for work and there's no resolution or mention of them again. After 21 issues of her being a mean bitch, Desdemona more or less dying off panel is another frustrating piece of flawed storytelling. Aya is one of the only real looks we have at our wild and abstract virtual reality Vegas appears. It's like a drug trip. Everything is warping. Things are unpredictable. Crystalline has powers. I've read the series and I'm still not entirely sure what they are. Something to do with crystals and minerals. She can make crystal weapons. Well then here, she can just fire blasts from her hands. Even the bit where Mean Streak is thinking about his involvement here, it comes off as weak. He doesn't seem that bothered by any of it. He says, I need a break from this insanity. Okay, right, the Excellent Men 2019... There's a few of them, but I feel most of them are like this. They lack character. The ones that do have character or have an arc are usually arcs where any preconceived notion of their character is rejected. One will become evil for a few issues. One will go mental for jacked Harley Quinn and become the Joker, baby. And then there's Shakti, who is the best character there. Nothing wrong with her. And what I like about this issue isn't Mean Streak, and it also isn't Crystalline. They feel like they are removable from the story. They do nothing beyond fill the quota of supposedly being the book's protagonists. Roy Dead brother starts climbing up a building to get to Wearside Jack. And this here is meant to be the big scene with Mean Streak standing up to Jack, and he doesn't do anything again. He says he is done with it, but all he does is say that. What actually changes things is Mr. Doom now has shown up in Vegas. As the new President of America, Mr. Doom became aware of and needed to shut down whatever nonsense was going on in Vegas. I've no idea where it exactly fits with Doom 2019 chronology, but it is a solid guest appearance here. The confrontation between Mr. Doom and Wearside Jack is great. Mr. Doom is written superbly, and maybe the best bit of the issue is how we deal with the mutated brother. Mr. Doom one-shots him and says, I will not be interrupted. That is the last time he ever appears, the brother. Now that is cool. That is badass. That is other things Americans say, like radical. This is a fun way to suddenly be done with a character. Completely different case to Desdemona, who felt wasted. Mr. Doom is great though. He is forced to take extreme measures to stop Wearside Jack's madness. And so he quarantines Vegas. All of it. He blocks it off from the rest of America and writes it off as a loss. Vegas is left suspended in uncontrollable virtual reality, sealed off from everywhere else, with Wearside Jack reigning over his own little fiefdom of nothing. Now, I thought this was great, that it was another exciting twist to the world, but it doesn't come up again. I think one character mentions Mean Streak's involvement in it at one point, and that's it. Vegas has no more relevance to the series after this. Wearside Jack appears on many more covers to the series, but he doesn't actually appear in most of the issues. He has one more story somewhere. There is a backup story, exclusively a Wearside Jack solo story. And even that doesn't do anything with the idea that he has created this virtual reality hellscape. It's just like a random inventory story with him bothering some kids. He has one other notable appearance. He crossed over to the main Marvel universe and appeared in Excellent Force. It was like a Domino solo issue. I hate the Excellent Men and their comics now, but if anyone wants, I will look at that one. I think I can handle that one. It's a standalone issue, and it is just Dominoes and Wearside Jack, really. He had an Andy Book profile. He had his own Andy Book profile in 2010 or 2011. In the Excellent Men Andy Book they did Earth's Muty Heroes. He had a profile in that. Most my criticisms of this issue are more criticisms of the series and its planning as a whole. Just from this issue, things like Desdemona dying or Mean Streak doing nothing, they don't feel as problematic as they do when you have them in the context of the series. I can still see some shape of a negative point in that we have two Excellent Men 2019 members in here, and they are very much irrelevant. However, Mr. Doom showing up and dealing with everything is something I appreciate more than a story where at the end, Mean Streak actually redeems himself. I don't care about Mean Streak. The book never gives anyone a reason to. You might like him because he has speed powers. That is the extent of how much you can like him as a character. Same with Crystalline, really. 7 thumbs up for this.